Hey everyone, Al here. Before we begin tonight's special episode, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Diabolical Coffee. It's devilishly good coffee and diabolically awesome swag. There's a roast for all tastes. You can order whole bean, coarse, and standard grind, espresso. There's even a K-Cup option for single cup brewers. And right now you can use the promo code PRODUSTAN for 20% off anything in the store. That's 20% off all coffee and merch. Thank you, Diabolical Coffee and Eric, for your support. Now, here's our chat with Harlan Blayne Kytwayhat.
That fresh produce stand there, that's a beauty.
What do you listen to?
My favorite murder podcast.
Taggart and Torrance podcast.
The produce stand.
Fucking sexy.
It's Thirsty Thursday, and we are once again hanging out at the Produce Stand, podcast covering everything in the universe. Now, I know what you're thinking. There are many other Letterkenny podcasts out there, but this one will not tell you to shut the fuck up. I'm Al, your host, and joining me in the room, as always, is lovely Tanya. And online, we have Squirrely Matt, the very pleasant Victor, and joining us this week, he's a relatively new actor taking the scene by storm. You can find him in the new prequel to Predator titled Prey, the TV series Tribal, and the upcoming production Warrior Strong. But we know and love him as Sanguinet on Shoresy. Please join me in making some noise for Harlan Blayne Kytwayhat.
Hey, what's up?
My gourd.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait! Ready? It's going.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I regret nothing.
Welcome to the Produce Stand, Harlan.
Hey, what's up?
How did
Holy shit.
How did I do with your name? Did I butcher it, or is it okay?
You're actually really close.
Okay.
Kytwayhat is close. It's Kytwayhat.
Kytwayhat. Oh, all right.
Yeah,
So,
that was actually really close, though. It's
all right. I tried. Anyway,
I'm sure there's been worse attempts out there, right?
Oh yeah. Some of it doesn't even sound like English.
So is Harlan okay, or Blaine, or what would you like to go by?
Harlan
Harlan?
would be cool. Call me
Excellent.
Sanger if you want to.
Saying.
That might happen by accident.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with it.
So thank you for joining us tonight, Harlan. First of all, where are you speaking to us from?
Saskatchewan, my home reserve.
Oh, all right. So that's where you're from. That's where you were born and grew up.
Yep. Yeah, more like central northern Saskatchewan. We're pretty close to the Albertan border.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of hug the border.
Sure. Now, before we get to the fun stuff, there's some pretty heavy news that came out today about, and I don't know if that's anywhere near you, but about some more graves found around your area. Have you heard about this?
No, actually, I wasn't even like online really at all today. I was just really on my own thing, hanging out upstairs. You know, I don't know. That's kind of been my thing to try to stay off my phone, but no, I haven't even heard of that. That's terrible. Yeah,
it's horrible news, but it's a question of whether maybe you join us tonight or not, because we weren't sure whether how close that hit to home. But we really appreciate you being here. And so you grew up in Saskatchewan. How did you get into acting?
Oh wow, I never thought I would become an actor. Mm-hmm. I always wanted to, because I'm a musician first, right? I always thought I was going to be like this rock star on stage and everything. But, that was like when I was 11 to 13 years old. I became an athlete. So like all that artist dream died for a little bit. After nothing happened with volleyball, my athletic living.
Right.
I just totally dropped out of college. Like I said, forget volleyball, forget school. I'm just going to become a bartender and become a rock star. I was like, okay, I'm going to pursue that rock star dream again.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. Let me just play a little clip here of you playing a little guitar. I mean, you're more than just a little bit good. That's amazing.
Damn.
bro.
Yeah, that was with my old band, the Reckless Famous.
So,
Dude, that's sick.
how long you been playing guitar for?
We used to go live like every Wednesday and Saturday for like an hour and just, have drinks and play guitar and tell rock stories.
Amazing. Where's some inspiration on that? Like, I'm feeling almost like a bit of Santana in there. Like that's
that's
pretty
Santana Slash and late Eddie Van Halen.
You hear it, man. It sounds great.
Yeah. I love the finger wibbly dibbly stuff that Eddie does. I love the blues licks that Slash does, and the bendy stuff that Santana does. Man.
Oh yeah,
they all just make their guitars squeal and sing so beautifully.
yeah. You just feel it, right? It's so sick.
Oh yeah, that was all just improvised too. Like that backtrack, we just put on a hip hop like 135 beats per minute backtrack or something, and we just found a chord and we just went from there. We took turns shredding.
Amazing. So I feel like between the Letterkenny cast and the Shoresy cast, you guys can probably assemble a good like all-star band. You have Ryan McDonald. We just found out is a really good bass player, guitarist. He's been in some really great bands. You got Dolo. You have you. We know that Kiso plays the drums, and there's also a video of him playing guitar out there. I won't give away where you can find that, but yeah, I mean, you guys could probably and I'm sure there's more than a few good singers in the cast too.
Yeah, of course. Like the first, I think, weekend or so when I went to Sudbury, the girls and we hung out a lot, and I brought my guitar, so we would just hang out in my room, have drinks, watch TV or whatever, and we just sing.
Amazing.
So the girls too, yeah, for sure. Like Kalani's a DJ. She likes to DJ.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh shit, eh?
Yeah.
So I hope that you have a good experience with us today, and you can maybe put in a good word with some of the female cast members, because that's one thing we haven't been able to get here yet is a female Letterkenny or Shoresy cast member. And I don't know why. Like, I think we're friendly enough. I don't.
Yeah, like I even take Blair in the tweet.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know. She didn't respond to anything. She didn't even like the response either. So
well, I was joking that maybe you were like, without us knowing, you might unexpectedly show up both of you, and he's like, "Oh shit, like that'd be cool," but we didn't know because the way you were tagging in the tweet, we're like, "Let's see how this plays out."
Yeah, after I saw that too, I was like, "That would be so cool." Blair and I hanging out.
It would have been cool, but I was a little nervous because I didn't have an intro for her or anything. And we like to, give you guys your time, like each one of you, give you guys some spotlight time. So yeah, mention to Blair, mention to Kalani and Tasia if you talk to her. We'd love to have any of them on and all of them on because, and we don't bite, we promise.
Of course. Yeah. I'll definitely mention it to them.
Yeah. So how long have you been playing guitar?
I started when I was 7, but like I said, from like 13 to graduation, it was kind of off and on with me. I never really focused on it as much after I got into sports.
Right. So you're doing a lot of the sports and
did you ever take lessons for guitar or just like self?
Oh no. I saw my uncle playing guitar one day and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And he taught me Smoke on the Water and I went from there.
That's like everyone's first.
Of course.
Yeah.
I always thought I was unique with that song, but the older I got, I was like, everyone learned that freaking song.
Yeah. It's all good. It's still a good one to bring out every once in a while.
That's amazing.
So up until senior year high school. So when does acting start then for you?
So I think I took about a year off, just to kind of, because, also COVID hit like not long after I kind of gave up on college and whatnot. And so it was around like 2019, I became a bartender just here in my reserve at our golf course. Like I didn't go to the big city. I didn't move to LA, Vancouver, none of that. You don't need to.
No.
So yeah, I got that opportunity here. Joel Sturrock and Dan Sturrock, they were the ones who came to the golf course that day. And Dan told Joel, this kid has that look. You should give him a chance. And I auditioned for I served their table. Right. They come pay for their meals. They ask if I've ever acted before. And I told them grade 10 drama. That's it. Those are my only credits at the time. And, he emailed me like a week later. We got connected and he sent me an audition for Outlander. That Netflix series in Scotland.
Right.
Yeah.
And I shortlisted for that. So it was between me and the character they picked for that role. It's the Montauk 5. There's like some indigenous guy in there. I forget his character name.
Okay.
Wendigo Donner, I think. But yeah, and then after that, I was like, whoa, it's really like that? Like, I could have just been working that quick. And, you know, Joel said, yeah, Harlan, like, do you want to keep going? And I said, let's do this. And then a year later, I booked Tribal. That following summer, I booked Prey. And then during Prey, that's when I booked Shoresy while I was filming Prey.
So let's not go through that too quickly because that's incredible. That's incredible. So we'll talk about Tribal first. It's a Canadian series. You want to talk a little bit about what that is? You had one episode on that. And that was your first kind of break on television, right?
Yeah, that was my very first gig. So like, I didn't audition for Jonas. I auditioned for a different character. Mm-hmm. And so they offered Jonas to me because like the character I auditioned for was some like, you know, older, rugged looking man. Right. And I look like a little boy.
Yeah, you're a little baby faced. Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, so they thought I would be perfect for Jonas because that episode was coming up next anyways. And so I booked Jonas and I'm flying out to Calgary, I think like less than a week later. Mm-hmm. And, you know, of course I had to spend 10 days in quarantine. Right. And only 2 days of shooting. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it got pretty sad pretty quick because, you know, I couldn't even go outside like to go for a cigarette or anything. I had to stay in my room. Yeah. But, you know, at least I got my lines down. Mm-hmm.
So how did you, regarding the lines, how did you, since acting wasn't necessarily part of your, you know, dream when you were younger, how did you find that, you know, being able to memorize lines and deliver them without looking at your notes?
To be honest, I like to watch like a lot of YouTube videos on actors and like directors talking about actors, and I just take from their notes. I just like, oh, that's what they do. Like, okay, that's. And also, it wasn't something like I tried to purposely keep in my mind, like because keep in mind, I didn't want to become an actor. I wanted to be this big hotshot rock star. Right. There's still time. So like those things, they just stuck at the back of my mind, and that's how I just like, oh yeah, this is how this actor did it. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna do it like that.
Wow. Is there anything you can't learn from YouTube? I mean, seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real. And like, I don't have a specific memorization route plan thing. Sometimes I'll read the whole script and like go from there, or read the whole scene and go from there instead of just like memorizing where my lines are. Because I find it best to understand the scene rather than just know your lines, you know?
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah, because then you can anticipate what's coming and know how to react to it a little bit better as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll be more authentic too. Like even if you mess up your line, at least if it's a little close to what the line is, doesn't matter. Right. It feels real. It feels there.
Yeah. So then you book Prey, which is a prequel to the Predator movie, which holy crap, like that's your second job.
Dude.
Amazing.
Wow, yeah, that's it's crazy because to me it was called Skulls in the working title, right?
Mm. Oh, really?
And I thought it was just some like period piece for Indigenous people, right? Comanche warriors. Right. And it just said like in the sides it said just creature, a creature in the bushes. And I was like, okay, we're obviously like fighting some animal in this scene. And like, you know, it was a scene where Nadu and Tabe are tied up in the burnt glades.
Yeah.
That's the scene I auditioned with. And so, you know, I do that scene. I get a callback for the same character. I actually auditioned for Tabe. It was between me and Dakota Beavers for that role.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so like callback after callback, I meet with the director on Zoom with Jane. I think Marty Freeman was there. There was like a bunch of people on Zoom, right? And then I get the call back to go to LA for a screen testing. And that's when I first met Dakota Beavers, who, you know, plays Tabe. Amber Midthunder, who booked Nadu.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And then, she's awesome. Mm-hmm. She is awesome. And also a little like, I don't know if anyone knew this, but Kwana Rose actually also auditioned for Nadu. The model.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, Kwana Chasing Horse. Yeah, she also auditioned for Nadu. So Kwana Chasing Horse and I were paired up like most of the time. Mm-hmm. And Amber and Dakota got paired up. Like, you know, of course, Amber and I had our scenes together. Dakota and Kwana had their scenes. But I guess Disney just thought Amber and Dakota were the best pair for that. And so I said, okay, cool. Like, hey, I only found out this is the freaking 5th Predator film like a couple days before I came to LA.
Well, I mean,
were you familiar with Predator? Like,
Oh yeah,
You know,
I
them, like,
love the fucking Predator films. Like my Mushum, he loves Arnie, and so like it was so hard. Not my Mushum is grandpa in my language. Sorry, I might drop some.
No, please, I love it. I love it.
And like I just so hard not to tell him. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go shoot this movie. It's a sci-fi film. That's all I can say. You know.
Man, you couldn't tell him that it was Predator.
Yeah. Like, congrats on that. Like, that was I watched, and I've always been a Predator fan. So when I first saw the preview, I'm like, okay, this is an interesting take. And then I watched it, and what a fantastic addition to that series. And I mean, I was nerding out just watching it, and then even knowing that you were in it, I'm like, that's so cool, man. Like, that's such an iconic like anthology in film to be a part of something like that. That must have been a pretty unique, awesome experience.
It was awesome. We spent 1 month in boot camp, and actually, you know, we didn't get like some big extravagant gym with like a swimming pool and like a track or like weight rooms or anything. We just got an old storage facility with like cement floors.
Oh man!
And so like, you know,
finest, right?
and, so like that was fun for a whole month to be running around on that. And you know, since I'm so smart and well, I'm dedicated, I didn't wear gym shoes for like the first 3 weeks. I wore my moccasins instead.
Oh,
I was wearing
you got duct tape on your moccasins.
Yeah, like I wore them.
I'm not sure that duct tape is authentic.
No, it's not. Period. No.
Oh, that's not duct tape. That's actually wasn't supposed to be on there. It just got stuck on there. I didn't even realize that.
It's not holding anything together.
That's awesome.
No, it's actually, there is a tear on the side on one of these somewhere. Oh yeah, right there. Look at that.
So you work those things well.
Oh yeah.
So
and then a month of boot camp and then 3 months of filming, which was, man.
And where was the shot?
By Calgary, like mostly on the reservations, the Stony Nakota reservations.
Okay, so in Alberta,
Blackfoot territory. Mm-hmm. There were some places where we even shared we shared a couple of scene locations where they shot the first opening scene in The Revenant.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
And then on our way to the scene where I do the before we get to that set, just in the bushes off to the left, there's a Hells on Wheels set in there, like the old school townies or whatever, those old school like fortresses. Yeah, we tried to sneak in there a few times. We got in trouble.
It's a heck of a first major motion picture to be part of. Apparently, so I read up on it, and it made history as being the first film dubbed in Comanche and the first film to premiere in a native language alongside an English version as well. So that's it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Comanche part was hard to learn.
I was going to say, so your language, like you're Cree, right? I think I read somewhere you're Cree. In terms of like similarities with the language, how similar are they? And
okay, this is where I got really lucky. So like the Comanche and Cree languages actually sound a lot alike, not like with the words, but with how it's pronounced. Okay. We emphasize like the back half of our words. Mm-hmm. So if I were to say hello in Cree, it's danse, danse. I would emphasize that back half. I don't know how to say hello in Comanche. What do I say in Comanche in the movie? Tumakupa puiha kuahan weki ketuitan. So like I emphasize back. That's just me saying, Alain took Pui, the war chief sending us out to get him. Right. That's it. My very first scene in a movie.
Wow.
So good.
So that blows.
It was like that's where I got really lucky. It's really close. Like I even told the dialect coordinator, why are you getting so good? I was like, well, like it sounds so much like Cree, and I don't speak fluent Cree. I speak just enough to understand it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that blows my mind then, that not only are you learning lines, you're learning lines in a language that you don't even understand, which, how do you do that? Like, is it kind of like learning song lyrics or something? You just kind of repetition and.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And then when you get to the ADR studio to do the voice over, and they have someone there, and then when you say it, they tell you like, oh, you're really close, just do this, and then you got it.
So most of it is ADR then afterwards.
Most of my Comanche scenes were all ADR, or all of them were all ADR. I didn't speak Comanche at all in the movie, just Amber and Dakota and them did for a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Before we move on to Shoresy, just want to talk a little bit about this upcoming production that you're in called Warrior Strong. What, if anything, can you tell us about that?
Well, geez, like the description of it already says enough. I play Russell. He's the captain of the basketball team.
Okay.
It's an indie film. Yeah, this ex high school player. He goes and makes it pro. Comes back home to like coach us little league boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much like the movie. Nothing besides me saying I'm the captain and I have a best friend in there. That's
right. I mean, the most notable thing about this movie that I saw was one of your co-actors is Andrew Dice Clay. Now,
oh man,
how much time? First of all, have you shot? Has the film been shot already? Like, is it in post production or what?
Yeah. No, I got back like end of August.
Okay. So, what was it like acting across from Andrew Dice Clay? Speechless.
It was hard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Speechless, but not like in a good sense for me and personally.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I don't know how the other actors or crew members felt. I don't want to speak on their behalf, but at one point I did have to ask the AD guy, can you please ask Andrew to learn his lines for today?
Oh,
Because
wow.
I want to get through the day today. I want to make a movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to be through an Andrew Dice Clay stand-up show, you know?
Yeah.
He's quite a personality.
There was a lot of improvisation. There was a lot of improv from him. It threw us off. I'm like, that's not in the okay, whatever.
He's still doing that, eh? Yeah. That's funny. A couple other notable names though in that crew. For if you're a Letterkenny fan, anyway, we had Jordan Johnson Hines, who plays Fisky on Letterkenny. Did you know him before that? And yeah, okay.
Oh no, I didn't know him before that. I actually was so happy when I found out he was casted in that movie with me.
And Dylan Cook, our buddy, we've had him on the Protestant, who plays Slash on Letterkenny, was also there. So. Did you know him before the movie?
Nope, I did not know him neither, but we got connected. That's my brother.
Yeah.
That's my brother from another mother.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you say that it was on this movie. Well, I'm sorry, not because of this movie, because of Prey that you got cast for Shoresy. So let's talk about that. How do you get involved in Shoresy?
Well, with Shoresy, I didn't get an offer for it. Like it was just another audition. And since I'm so smart, I saw Shoresy on the sides and I was like, Shoresy? I was like, I don't know what this is, but screw it. Let's do it. And then, when I submitted it and got a callback,
right.
It was actually a callback right away to meet with Kiso and Tierney.
Wow.
Nice.
I was like, Shoresy. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like,
you put it together.
You hadn't connected the two.
And then I'm like, I got a meeting with these guys at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm like, what? And so I freak out, right?
Sure.
I'm freaking out for the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go have a drink and beer with my friends, but I'm just shaking. Like, why are you shaking, bro? I was like, dude, I just got this audition. I don't know if I could talk about it, but I'm meeting with them tomorrow already.
Wow.
And eventually a few drinks in, I show them, I'm like, hey guys, look at this character on YouTube. I pull up Best of Shoresy compilation.
Yeah.
I'm like, him.
That's amazing.
And next morning I meet with Kiso and Tierney. Things went awesome. A couple of they gave me my Sanguinet things. At first I was trying to do this sway thing. They're like, oh, keep it more still, more Letterkenny, and I did.
Right. Oh, okay.
And
interesting.
And everything went great. Everything went awesome. I met Kiso, met Tierney. Glenn's my favorite freaking character from Letterkenny. So
right.
Seeing Jacob was just
amazing.
Awesome.
So you're kind of starstruck in the moment as well, eh?
Yeah, for real. And I'm just but I'm here for an audition. I have to
Right. You have to keep it professional.
So let's go there for a second. So when you said you didn't put it together right away, but when you found out that this show was a spin-off about Shoresy and you said, here buddies, this is who Shoresy is. What was your initial reaction? How are they going to do we keep saying, how would they have thought to do a spin-off of Shoresy? And it turned out amazing, but what was your initial reaction when you heard of this?
What? I seriously thought it was going to be the Letterkenny format as well.
Right.
Okay.
A lot of just us standing in place and, hands in pockets or something.
Yeah. And
but, there's a lot more fluidity, if you will, with the scenes.
So were you familiar with Letterkenny then before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was, and the funny thing is, the one thing I really love to tell people, I didn't start watching Letterkenny from season 1, episode 1. My uncle, he was like, "Hey, you ever hear of this show? It's called Letterkenny. This character on there, she says, Skoden, let's do this."
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then, instead of like looking for that episode, he just like, "Here, come check out this video." And the video he pulls up on YouTube is the best of Shoresy compilation. So that was my very first taste of Letterkenny. Was Shoresy. I know, right? Yeah. And now I'm playing his best friend. Like, how does that happen?
That's amazing. That's great though. So you mentioned Tanis Kanatia Horn, and she's a producer on the show, right? She does what's her role on Shoresy? She does kind of like consulting, right? For the
she's like consulting with us Indigenous actors.
Yeah,
like she was that bridge, right? To like how to like. I don't want to say how to address us because that sounds demeaning, but just how to like go about it with making things normal, right? Instead of like having to like push a message out, like
just
thing. And also she played a big part in Sanguinet's look. It was her that gave Sanguinet the braids.
Oh, really?
She told him give Sanguinet the medallion, So give all the love to Dio for Sanguinet's look.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, because there's even with Letterkenny, there was a lot of articles and things about there around Indigenous done right and represented really well within these series. Would you agree with that? Like, what's the general vibe amongst family, friends, people that that talk and watch the show?
Dude, they did it so well. Like I said, it's not some big thing. Like, it's not. They're like, oh, these people were like, there was a big genocide. And now they're assimilated, colonized. They don't say that shit.
Yeah.
They say like, "Oh, hey, they're still here, walking the same streets we do.
Yeah.
Waving at the same people I do." And that's how it should be.
Yeah. It shouldn't be any big deal.
They did that right.
Yeah. It should be no big deal.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did you get?
So I think they did it so good.
When you got to meet her, I'm assuming you've met her in person. Were you starstruck with her as well? I would have been.
Yes. Yeah, Tanis. Because after I like officially went back to like watch Letterkenny, I'm like Auntie, because I call her Auntie Dio. I call her Auntie Dio like in real life. Like I call her Auntie now. So like it's really cool. Like this is the Skoden. Like she made the Skoden Studis thing more viral, more like trendy instead of just like how we knew it on Facebook. A picture of some guy posing like this Skoden.
Yeah. Now, I mean, as a result, there's like Letterkenny, there's Reservation Dogs, there's all this new Indigenous representation in some really popular shows. Like, how's that? How do you feel about that? Like, how is that being reacted to among you and your friends and family?
Like between me and my like friends here from home, because like my friends from home are a lot different than like my acting friends.
Sure.
Like I don't know if they'll really click well.
Sure.
But my friends from home, we all really like all of it. Yeah. We quote anything from everything because it's Indigenous representation and it's funny.
Right.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's not just like catered to one specific group of Indigenous people. It's like all of us. All of us know what Skoden is, and that's not like here. I thought it was something that started here in Canada, but it might have started in the States. I don't know that. And I think it's all great because it's very quotable stuff. Nothing really slaps us across the face. There's some jabs at the heart, but that's okay. Of course, which makes us feel human still. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from what I see, I love how they don't try to translate it. They just say it, Skoden, and if you don't know it, you're gonna look it up, or else you're gonna miss out on the joke or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Yeah. If you know, you know.
And then people listen to podcasts like ours to find out what it all means. And
Yep. Skoden means let's fight. Now, Skoden. You ready?
Let's do it. Yeah.
So I dukes her up.
I love it. Okay, so Shoresy, you get on the set, and I mean the set is primarily. I mean, you have some seasoned actors, and mostly the female cast seem to be the seasoned actors, but then you have a bunch of hockey players who are acting for the first time, and you, which I mean, this is only your third, acting job. Yeah. How was that on set? How was the dynamics there?
Well, at first it was a little slow for me to get used to the hockey players because, that's like I said before at the beginning, I found myself hanging out with the girls at first a lot more than the dudes.
Right.
because I'm a sports guy, but I'm not really much of a hockey fanatic.
Yeah.
So a lot of people freak out when I tell them that.
Yeah, and these guys are like full on hockey jocks. Like they're the real,
stars,
they're the real
like
deal.
NHL
Yeah,
folks. And like that's the thing too. I couldn't stay in conversations with them because it was always, oh hey, so in 03 when you played against these guys, how was this guy? Yeah. Oh hey, in 02 in this season, in the preseason to 01, how was this guy? I'm like,
yeah, you don't know any of that. Yeah,
but that's more because of your age.
Yeah,
it's probably that
like,
too.
Like there's even probably kids younger than me who know like who Terry Ryan is and his story. Like I only know who he is because I was in a show with him.
Right.
Yeah. And Harlan, I'm going to defend you on Victor's comment because I wouldn't know either. Like I'm not a big sports guy, and I'm not even a big hockey guy. Like I'll watch it, but I wouldn't know most of what they're saying.
But I watch hockey,
I'd be just as lost.
I do watch hockey though. Like right now I'm hopping on well, I don't know, Vancouver's actually been doing fairly decent this season, which actually surprised me. I gave up on them.
Yeah.
So they're your adopted team, the Canucks?
Yeah, the Canucks. But I was thinking about hopping on the Vegas wagon.
Oh. Well, that would have been good a couple of years ago, but
you'll have more success with Vegas than Vancouver.
That's why I'm like really considering Vancouver now.
Yeah. Awesome. So what were kind of some of your favorite moments or scenes during the Shoresy shoot?
There was that one scene where I think Jared's talking to, or Shoresy's talking to Laura Moore, and I call him and I say, "Come here," or grab the gyms.
Oh
You grab him.
Yeah.
You know that scene.
Yeah.
So we did that take, and we thought we had it right. We're like, "That's the one, perfect." Kisa reaches in his pocket, because we have to wear masks and stuff. And he can't find his mask, and here he was wearing it the whole take. None of us even noticed. Not even the director. Nobody noticed. All of a sudden, he's just like, "Oh, we have to do it again." And I look at him.
How does that happen?
I don't know. And like we even like look at each other too, and all this stuff. Nobody noticed.
That's amazing. I love it.
And so like we do the scene, and then we get the take, and we're just like, man, that's hilarious.
Oh my god. So talk to me about like the physical humor between you and Kiso. Like, was the chemistry with you two on set pretty immediate, or did you guys have to find your groove? And a second part of that, how did you stay in character with all the nonsense? Like when he's reaching over and grabbing you, or he's ripping insults at you. Like it's so amazing to watch, but I would have a real hard time holding that out through those scenes, and you guys do it so well. So talk to me about you and Kiso and the relationship on set.
So like our relationship was actually really good. It was a lot like an older brother, younger brother dynamic, which is, something I've never had since I'm the eldest brother in my family.
Oh, okay.
But I do have older siblings or older cousins and like uncles and, my grandpa. So like I got it. I got the vibes right away. Like, all right, I'm learning from him. So that's why you see I purposely did that. But as Sanguinet, I put my hands in my pocket just like Shoresy does.
Right.
Yeah. Like I just
You're truly looking up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm looking up to him, not only as Sanguinet, but as Harlan. Like,
I like that.
Not literally, but figuratively, because he's looking up at me.
So knowing that, I mean, you're not the biggest hockey fan, like you're a fan, but I mean, in terms of knowing your hockey,
like fanatic.
Did you try then to relate more to Jared with the music, since you're a musician and Jared was a musician? Is that how you kind of related to him then?
Yeah. We definitely talked about our favorite bands, and we talked about the type of styles we play. Like I like all types of music. Like there's even house music that I listen to. Not just but my favorite genre is rock, and Kiso, there's his avenue of music and the way he plays his drums. That's how we talk about. And of course, when the boys would be around, they would take his attention, and then the whole hockey talk would start up again.
And then you go join the girls.
Yeah, then I'd go run away to the girls. I'd go hide under the deals.
I feel like you got the better end of that deal.
I tend to agree.
So we've got we've got a bunch. When we told our listeners that you're coming on, I asked if they had any questions. So we have a few questions from our listeners. So some of these will be kind of repetitive, but Adrian asks, did you get to keep your wardrobe?
No. Wait, hold on. I actually kept something.
Oh,
I didn't keep. I I quote unquote.
You acquired.
I acquired by some means somehow. But I still have Sanguinet's bracelets.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
sweet.
Do they know
Yeah.
that?
Do they know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They just said to try and make sure you keep them for season 2.
Oh, perfect.
There we go.
Our buddy Don wants to
Kinda
know
broken.
how much of the Shoresy Sanger backstory was explained to him to build his character's interaction on, if any at all. So yeah, up front, how much did you know about the story, or are you given scripts as you shoot them, or how's that work?
How did this go again? Because I know we had a character like Zoom sit down, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Like, I sat down with Keith and them again, and they're like, all right, this is how, this is the deal with saying. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. That I might be thinking that wrong, but
yeah.
Because I remember asking Jacob and them like, hey, since Sanguinet's like, and like a res boy, it seems like, and if he's going to be speaking slang in the show, like, can he be Cree? Because I know Cree slang.
Yeah.
Because I imagined they'd make him Ojibwe or something, right? Since he's from Ontario.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But they said, yeah, he can be Cree. Yep, Sanguinet's Cree. And I'm like, okay, perfect. That just makes it easier for me.
Right.
Cool.
But even though I didn't have to speak much like slang in the show, just English. But yeah, I wasn't really given no thing like he's an adopted boy from a family, or like he comes from a single mother, nothing like that. I wasn't given no story like that. Like I can create that myself if I wanted to.
And I mean, hopefully you get some of that backstory, because hopefully Shoresy goes on for 10 seasons, because we loved season 1. Like we absolutely loved it. Sanguinet is an interesting name. Like is there any backstory to that name? How they arrived at that name? Do you know?
Okay, so
Good question.
I didn't look into this. A fan told me.
Oh, okay.
That Sanguinet is a French name from a French explorer.
Oh, all right.
Explorer, trapper, I think, or hunter, or soldier. One of those things. Just a Frenchman.
So we should look up our history and we'll find out the roots.
Yeah,
for the
pretty
name.
much. Yeah, even me, like it was a really big paragraph when he sent it to me.
Yeah.
And there's even a street in Montreal, Sanguinet. Like Dolo posted a story one time. Shut the fuck up, Sanguinet.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Street or something. Sanguinet Avenue or something. I don't know.
That's amazing.
Awesome. So Adrian also asked how you landed into acting, and you've already obviously covered that. Joey wants to know how it felt to be gawked at by Meeg. Did you have a lot of fun with those scenes with you and Kalani?
There was a lot of times where I was just looking at the camera.
Oh yeah.
But it was fun. I really like those little moments because it made it more real, right? Like if I got shy as Harlan, then it would play as Sanguinet getting shy from Meegwan, which was usually the case. I did get shy.
Then let's expand a bit. So watching it back then, when you see those cuts, did you feel the love like we all felt the love?
There's that quick one, where I go, well, when Shoresy's like, oh, wait, she is the hotter sister or something like that. I forget what Shoresy says. Yeah, but then I go, well, really there, I see it only because of what like the camera operator and the director would say, like, Harlan, I like that moment. What you did with your eyes. Like, I like that real quick.
Yeah. That's so good.
Awesome. Joey also, and this is a great question. Any surprise that you something you didn't know about hockey culture that maybe you learned being on this set?
Oh, okay. Hockey culture.
Like, are you learning these lessons as Sanguinet's learning them? Like when Shoresy's saying, I can call you an asshole because we're teammates, we're brothers, but I'll go to the wall for you, kind of thing. Is that what I mean?
It would be before the scenes. I'd ask Keith, so hey, what does this mean? He'd be like, it's just this. I'm like, okay, cool, because I literally did not know what any of that was.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm like learning it on the day. Yeah, right before we shoot the scene, I'm like, oh, so that's what that means. I'm like, that's weird, but okay, let's do this.
Tobias asked about Tio Horn's role on the set, and you kind of covered that. Do you have any fun stories though about kind of Tio on the set, or was she even on the set, or is it more?
Oh yeah, no, she was just we call it like the village, where the like monitors and cameras are all set up, where the directors and whatnot sit.
Right.
That's where she was most of the time, and she's just like come and like ask us, hey, you guys need anything from craft, or you guys good? You guys like warm? So yeah, those are like my favorite moments with her on set. Like, she was just Auntie Dio.
Yeah, she's just being your auntie there. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome asked if you play hockey, so we know. Can you skate?
Yeah, I can skate.
Yeah, you can skate, but
I can skate with a stick. I just can't, do that finesse stuff.
Mhm.
If they ask me to skate down one lane, like go side to side with a puck, I
Right.
can do that.
Okay.
But
can you do a hockey stop?
That was a hockey stop. Like that side stop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I thought that was just a regular stop.
Yeah. All hockey players call it a hockey stop. They just took it.
Really? Okay, so I just learned that today.
Yeah.
I learned something new.
All right.
Hockey
Where you
stuff.
throw snow at.
Pretty sure
people.
Victor's making that up now.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what it's called.
Awesome also wants to know that one of her friends wants you to know that she named her cat after Sanguinet. So,
You have animals being
You
named
mean
after
the
you now.
Explorer, right?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the Explorer segment, not the hockey coach.
Our listener, Awesome, she's our friend. She's also a moderator on the Letterkenny and Shoresy subreddits. And those are, I don't know if you know about those, but they're massive. There's like 250,000 members of the Letterkenny subreddit and around 20,000 members of the Shoresy subreddit. And she just recently did an AMA, Ask Me Anything, with Terry Ryan and Dolo and Max Buffard. And she was wondering if you would be interested in doing one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do those even work?
So I think it's just there's like a date and time where you're gonna go on Reddit and answer as many questions like within an hour or something like that. I think that's how that works. So you're, like there's an hour where you just have to answer questions. You don't have to answer all of them, obviously. If people are asking ridiculous questions, you don't need to answer.
Yeah, just
those,
written questions, and you provide your responses in writing as you see fit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw that and I was wondering like how do they do that? Like even because Dylan talked to me about that too when I'm shooting Warrior Strong.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Awesome would walk you through all that.
Yeah, we'll hook you up with
She's
Awesome,
amazing.
and then she can set you up for that if you're game.
Yeah.
Excellent. All
Hell
right.
yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to get used to it, especially being on Prey. I feel like you're gonna be on the Comic-Con circuit if if you haven't been asked already.
I really wish I got to go to the past Comic-Con. A lot of us actors were a little disappointed on that.
Oh yeah, I think you'll get an opportunity.
Yeah, hopefully for Rings of Power if I get an audition for that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Because I have the weapons training, so
Perfect.
and my
You're on
hair's
the right
long enough to
track.
be health.
Love it.
Our friend Erin, she asked, how often, like when you're out in public, do you get just random people coming up to you saying, "Shut the fuck up, Sanguinet"?
Okay, so when I'm out east in Canada,
Okay.
like I can't go like 5 feet without even people like driving by.
Really?
Fuck up, Sanguinet. I'm like, hey, that's what they say in the show. But out west where I'm from, it rarely happens. Like,
Really?
like the most that happened in one day was twice. Like people like, hey, I recognize you.
Mhm.
It's not like Sanguinet,
Yeah.
Out west, I'm not really that known, but out east, it's
So
pretty wild.
do you have a canned response yet so when a total stranger says, "Shut the fuck up, Sanguinet"? Is there something you say?
I wish Sanguinet said something quicker because he does have a response.
Mhm.
You can't tell your coach shut the fuck up.
Oh, right.
But that's too long to say, especially if someone's driving by.
Yeah.
So I just say, like, hey, they say that in the show.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
Aaron also asked if you were starstruck by any of the cast when you met them. So, I mean, you already talked about meeting Jared and Jacob for the first time, but was there anybody else on that set that you were like, whoa, I'm acting across from this person?
Oh man.
No.
So I was out for a smoke this one night, and I was listening to music, and I saw someone approaching me, right?
Mhm.
And it's apparently like it was a a little sketchy part of Sudbury.
Mhm.
And so I was like, shit, man. Like, I got like, all right, fuck it. If this guy's gonna come up and start shit, fuck it. So I like start putting my headphones away.
Right.
I start like puffing on my cigarette a little more aggressively because I was like, fuck. I was like getting scared. Like this guy's like he's coming right for me.
Hey, you're like,
And then I
Scooter.
looked. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna flick the smoke and like fuck.
Mhm.
Like my headphones are away, my phone's tucked in my pocket. Fuck it, let's go. But I look and it's Jonathan Torrance.
Oh,
wow.
So I look, I'm like, whoa. I look forward again, take a drag. Hey, like, hey, are you with production? I'm like, yeah, I play Sanguinet. And then, I'm trying to be calm.
Sure.
I had to do this, like right in front of him. I had to be like,
yeah, that's
okay.
fucking Noah Dick right in front of you right there.
Yeah, it's Noah Dick, man. That's J-Rock, my man.
J-Rock, yeah.
ROC.
Amazing. Aaron wants to know.
The only one. Yeah.
Aaron wants to know what's the best piece of advice you've been given on set, by another actor, maybe.
Best advice isn't from an actor. It's actually from my very first director, Ron E. Scott from Tribal.
Okay.
He gave me 3 pointers because I told him, I was like, yo, man, this is my very first gig. Like, I'm nervous. I've never acted before. Like, and he told me, Harlan, don't worry about it. This first scene is simple. You're not going to talk or anything. You're just running. Or not running, you're walking. If you've seen the episode, it's the opening scene of the episode.
Okay.
But he told me there are 3 rules as an actor. Mm-hmm. Learn your lines, be on time, and hit your marks. Right. If you got all 3 of those, you're already like top 80% top actors out there.
Oh.
It's that simple.
There you go. Number 4.
Yeah, I feel like there is no need for this big, speeches that some actors give. Sometimes it's just short and sweet, like a bartender, when they sell you on a drink or a meal. That's how I think it should be. It should be right to the point.
Yeah.
If it grabs you, it grabs you. If it doesn't, whatever.
I dig it.
Have you ever been to Wasaga Beach?
No. I haven't.
All the fantasy's gone.
Wait, real quick. Wait, I wonder how, because Sault Ste. Marie, I was in Sault Ste. Marie and Sudbury. I wonder how far that was from both of those places.
Wasaga Beach is about 4 hours south of Sudbury. Yeah. It's like we're an hour away. We go to Wasaga all the time, so it's
okay.
It's not.
So it would have been quite a little drive.
It would have been a trek. Yeah.
Like 8
but
hours.
In fairness, the stories told about Wasaga totally check out.
Yeah.
Right? It's a special place.
Yeah. Ryan wants to know, how long did it take for you to film the scene cramming all the sluts into your Jeep? I imagine they tried to make that one quick.
Oh, wow. It was hard because all of us are like over 6 foot, right?
Yeah.
And so like you had Dolo and Terry sitting behind me. So I had to like cram up to the wheel.
Right.
So when I was driving, it looked like that from the side, but like from this side, it looked like, fairly normal or whatever.
Yeah. And
so, then you had Goody or Shoresy and then Goody behind Max, and, Max having to like push Jared and Goody back. Like, I don't know. It was hard. All was crammed in there. Like a couple of times where like Goody had to like sit up and close the door. And he like was just awkwardly propped up like that.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Yeah.
Casey has a great question. Tell us something not many people know about you or may be surprised to learn about you. We already know you're a great guitarist.
I was going to say the thing. I have a toy collection of Power Rangers.
Power Rangers?
No, you don't.
Did you wish to be a Power Ranger when you were a kid? There was another Letterkenny cast member who I think confided in us that he wanted to be a Power Ranger. I forget who it was now.
Probably Ryan.
You're right.
Hey, probably Ryan.
Ryan, I can't remember now, but
Letterkenny. You said Letterkenny.
Yeah, right? I think it was a Letterkenny.
I do remember that. I don't remember who it was though. Oh my god. But yeah, you're pulling it out now, aren't you?
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Harlan just pulled out a Power Rangers mask. That's or a helmet. Yeah, that's awesome.
So which series is that? That looks like
Mighty Morphin, the OG.
That's the OG. All right, so it's Jason.
Yep, Jason.
Listen to you with the names. Holy.
Did you not watch Power? Come on.
No, I didn't. I was a little old for Power Rangers. Yeah.
I actually just finished watching Ninja Storm this morning. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah. It's good to stay young. Yeah.
Nice.
Question for anyone involved with Shoresy that comes on: Doghouse or Townhouse? Okay, so when you guys were shooting, and we learned this from the other sluts as well, because it was during COVID. You guys didn't have a lot of nights where you're going out to the bar or anything like that, right? But did you spend a lot of time? Well, you say you spent a lot of time with the female cast members. The other guys seem to spend a lot of time at Max Bouffard's house. But did you get out at all when you were in Sudbury?
So when Max and them would talk about his place, all of us went, right?
Yeah, okay.
Like even Dio came with us a couple of times.
Oh, nice.
Which was awesome. Mm-hmm. I think I remember seeing Jacob there once.
Really?
Yeah. And
But,
Max's basement, right? That's how he.
Oh yeah, you know, I
that's how they
always
refer
found
to it.
myself at the piano. I wasn't even with the party. I was just always at the piano. Just
Oh, there you go. You play the piano too. That's another something we didn't know, but I saw.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was always just together at Max's or just at the hotel room, taking down the 4th floor. You know.
So you may not have an answer for this. For the wing sauce that you get at Wacky Wings, did you guys ever go there in Sudbury?
I was ordered for there because Kiso said they had the best wings, but I always just get like the buffalo mild because I like spicy food. I like spicy food. So.
There you go, Joey. So the buffalo mild is what he got. Let's see, a couple more here. To your knowledge, how much of Shoresy does Kiso have written out? Okay, so yeah, when you guys started production, like is the script finalized or is there like wiggle room?
Oh no, there was always revisions coming in, so I don't even know if he like has a lot more done.
Right. So he's kind of writing the story as you guys are going.
Yeah, making tweaks here and there.
Sure.
Like, oh, I think this would play funnier, or this would make more sense. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How does the experience of filming Shoresy compare with Prey?
It was a lot shorter and it was a lot less taxing on the body. Well, even though I ended up in the hospital in Shoresy.
What? Oh,
and Prey.
Wait, whoa! There's a story.
Yeah,
Hold
tell
on.
that story.
So you know the fight scene where I pull up in the Jeep when the boys are fighting in the alleyway?
Yeah.
And if you notice when it cuts on me, all of a sudden it's snowing like really hard because we shot that scene like 2 weeks later. Because in the original scene, I run into the fight and you know the guy says like, you looking for someone?
Right.
You know, to Sanguinet in the club. He picks me up and like he twirls this way and like he releases me and I just, you know, kind of like stumble off camera or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like there's this, and I thought it was a take that we did, but I guess it was just like a final rehearsal. There was like a minor little like switch up that happened. Like, hey, I'm going to do this instead. And so we didn't shoot the scene. We rehearsed the scene. And so, you know, I get picked up, thrown off to the side, but it's weird because every other take, it was good. Like I landed, right? I went to the wall, like I stopped myself before the wall, but this one take lost my footing. I don't know if it was from the release or from the quick little switch up that they did, but yeah, I fell on my tailbone on the pavement.
Ow.
So, but I'm lucky with the training from Prey because I was taught how to fall, right?
Sure.
And so when I was falling, I did it. Otherwise, I would have smacked my back of the head on the cement too, or the pavement.
Yeah.
So like when I fell, I did the trick. My head jerked a little bit, but it didn't touch the pavement. And so I laid there and my tailbone was just badly hurt. Like they tried to straighten out my left leg, but I told them, like, we tried it, right? I was like, okay, no, don't, just.
Wow.
Like I'm hurting right now.
Oh, geez, man.
And so I go to the hospital and then it turns out it's like, it's bruised. She said like, I was lucky, whatever I was wearing cushioned enough or however I fell was just in the right way. But I was good. But then she's like, but for the next 3 to 5 days, no like lunging, no squatting, no running. And then, you know, of course we had that big running scene at the end. We were supposed to shoot that scene that same night.
Of course.
Yeah, of course, right? Of course it happens. And, you know, when I went to the hospital in Prey, it wasn't during anything. I was legit doing what I'm doing now. I was sitting in my casting chair. It was outside. It was like plus 40, plus 45 or something outside. And this fan was blowing, you know, air at me. And it just so happened to catch a pine needle somehow. And it lodged straight into my eye.
Oh God.
Goo.
It went up. It went up to, it didn't just like go in. It went up.
Oh my God.
And so, you know, at first I thought it was an eyelash, right? But I couldn't touch it because of the makeup. So I was just like blinking. I was like, damn, this is a bad eyelash. And my buddy comes up to me. He's like, what's wrong with your eye? And, you know, the stunt coordinator, everyone like, they just jump up like, what happened? And I'm like, oh, I think it's just an eyelash. And they're like, that's not an eyelash, bro. Like Harlan, like, and they're coming up to me. They're like, pry my eye open. They lay me down. They like try to flush it out. And like, they're using like what they can, right? On set, like the set medic. And like, even the Q-tips that they were using, they'd like try like slowly like get it out. We only got half of it out. The other half was locked up there.
Oh man.
And so 20 minutes later, I found myself on my way to Camrose, I think. I don't know. It's some small, like, mountain town by Calgary.
Jeez.
And I'm there. I'm in the weight room for 3 hours.
Of course.
And so I'm just there with a friggin' eye patch, and I'm turning heads because I'm dressed in my prayer regalia.
Oh,
so
yeah.
all people,
That's right.
and this guy at a time just walking through the friggin' hospital.
Jeez.
And I know they're looking because, like, you know, I would look.
Yeah,
like,
you're naked wearing an animal hide loincloth.
Wearing tan hat, like, and I got war paint on. I look like I came from battle wearing an eye
Oh,
patch.
that's so good.
Oh man.
And like the doctor too, he's like, so is this like an everyday thing or like
Role play gone wrong.
And I was like, I'm actually filming a movie, but I can't say what it is.
Right? I know, because everything inside of you want to be like, I'm filming the new Predator movie.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like, oh yeah, you ever heard of Predator? 1987. Well, I'm gonna be in a fifth one.
Well, you gave everyone
No.
in that hospital a story that night as
Yeah,
you're walking
for sure.
around, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I wonder how many people say nowadays, like, hey, remember that? No, we saw that Indian.
Jeez. Oh man.
That's so good.
Harlan, you've been so generous with your time. Just a couple more questions, and we'll let you go. First of all, you've mentioned, or we talked about the movie that's coming out this year. Do you have any other projects you want to talk about that you're working on? Even like music projects?
Okay, music. I've actually been more. I've been writing songs since high school, right?
Mhm.
And you know, through the app GarageBand, but I wouldn't use like their loops or anything. Like, you know, the only time I would use the app is for the drums, for my, you know, play with my thumbs. But other than that, with the guitar and stuff, I would just leave it beside my amplifier. That's like my own way of recording right now.
Mhm.
But I actually have connections in the nearest city, the biggest city with a studio, Saskatoon.
Okay.
I have connections with them now to go start recording, and they already gave me like a rate or a quote, or not a quote, a rate, I guess.
Okay.
Because they told me this is how it'll be like per hour, and this is what we'll do within that time thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, I wanna do Shoresy, and I just want to do it all. But music, that's the one thing like in between right now. I want to really get my own music out there.
Well, I know it's a little further away, but we do know a guy in Montreal with a studio as well. His name's Dolo, and maybe you can go jam with him.
Oh, you know Dolo? You know Dolo?
Well, we had him on the podcast. That's how we know him.
We'll put in a good word for you. Don't worry.
Please do.
That's amazing. So we should expect some music from you in 2023, maybe.
Hopefully, that would be awesome. That would be ideal. That would be ideal.
Sick.
Awesome. And like, if you want, like, for people who want to follow you, what's the best place that they can follow you? Would it be Twitter, Instagram?
Twitter, and then Instagram, the at Harlan Kytwayhat account, not the Harlow _cat, because that's my me more of my personal friends. Yeah.
Right. All right.
But yeah, the Twitter one, at H Kytwayhat, I think it is.
All right. We'll link to it in our show notes.
Okay.
Matt, do you have any final? Oh, you've got your final question.
Yeah. And before I ask my final question, I just want to say, I mean, Shoresy was fantastic, man. Congrats on that. I got to tell you, and we talked about this in our podcast, All Out, you were one of my absolute favorite characters throughout the entire series. Watching your character grow and interact and develop throughout the season, it fucking blew me away, man. So congrats on that. Keep it up. I absolutely love it.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now my question. So I ask this to everyone that comes on. I mean, you're clearly a fan of Letterkenny now, you know, Shoresy. I don't know if you grasp the concept of how big of like a cult kind of feeling these shows are becoming, like, world around. As a Canadian, as an Indigenous man, what is your feeling about being a part of something like Shoresy, from your perspective, and knowing the impact it's having in sort of across the country, across the world, in this market?
You know, to be honest, it's a little unreal. Like, especially when I meet those fans who act like that, I forget sometimes. I'm like, wow, this is the impact that not only I'm having, but that Letterkenny and Shoresy is having. Because I know for a fact that more Indigenous fans are into it now because of the Indigenous representation.
Yeah.
And like, not just Canadian fans, American fans. Like I even have people from like Australia, UK, like, oh, I love Shoresy. I love Letterkenny. I'm like, it's unreal. And I really hope it clicks in my mind really soon how real it is, because I don't want to just like glance over it and be like, oh man, there's the good old days and I just left them.
Oh yeah. Enjoy every minute, every moment.
Enjoy the ride, my friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Victor, do you have any final questions?
Yeah, sure. A couple of first, a quick one. Bowl or no bowl?
Oh yeah, I have to ask that. Yeah, when eating sticks, we asked all the sluts, when you eat a stick, do you use a bowl or no bowl?
No bowl. I use my hand and then I bottoms up with my hand at the end.
That's the way you do it.
I still can't believe this is a conversation.
I know, right?
The fact that
that's it.
The fact that you're using your hand as a bowl means it's kind of
I
both.
feel like
It's kind of
That's
both.
how a grown ass man should eat an ice cream cone. That's how you do it, not a bowl. Come on. Well done.
Yeah,
Victor, that could be your question every time too.
There you go. And my other question. So I'm a guitarist as well. So I'm interested in so I don't know if you have a collection of guitars, and if you do, kind of what's your go-to, and if there's just one guitar, what is your guitar?
Okay, so right now my Washburn and my Ibanez are out. I don't know like the actual models of guitars.
Oh yeah, it's okay. You don't have to get nerdy about it.
Yeah, I just know the sound they make, right? That's all that matters. And I have a Gibson SG and a Yamaha. Yeah, I see what I mean. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But my go-to would probably be the Gibson.
I love a Gibson.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your Washburn like a Nuno Betancourt style, or it's like the guitar player from Extreme, or is it kind of some like non-rock model?
Yeah, I'll just show you.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's great for our listeners.
Yeah, it's all right. Oh, that's a beauty.
Whatever this model is, it has a skull on it too. If you can see.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Nice.
No, that's okay. Cool. That's more.
I don't know
like,
what kind of model this is.
Yeah. No, that's more like a Gibson PRS kind of style guitar, double cutaway. No, that's really cool.
Tan, did you have any final questions?
You're just amazing. Thank you so much for your time. How do you keep a straight face and not crack when Kiso's like doing the cry thing, reaching out for you and like he's trying to keep it together and you're like so straight faced, like you're not breaking at all. Like, do you break?
Oh, I broke so many times. Like Jared had to be like, Harlan, we can see your face, right? Because I'm trying to like, that was his thing. Harlan, we can see your face, right? And when I keep a straight face, I always just told myself the same thing. If you smile, you're fired. If you smile, you're fired. If you smile, you're fired. Like I take it to the extreme, right?
Yeah.
That's why
That's good motivation. Yeah.
It's like probably like it works, but like it's probably a little like unorthodox. But that's what I tell myself. If you mess this up again, Harlan, they're gonna fire you.
The fact that you keep it together, it makes it even funnier in the scene, though. Like
I keep looking for the bloopers because I want people to see that it was actually really, really difficult, especially the scene with Benny and Rennie. Oh man,
I bet. Yeah, those would be pretty hard to both. Jonathan Torrance and Jacob Tierney in the same scene. Just they'd be both.
Well, 10 years from now, I hope they do come out with the bloopers because that would be fantastic.
Sooner, even better. All right, Harlan, thank you so much. You've given us an hour of your time. You've been very generous. We really appreciate it. I'm going to play us off here with a song by our buddy Joe Dolo. It's called No Discussion.
You think you buying, no you selling, no discussion. When there's action, poker face, ain't no bluffing. About 3-5 in the wood, I get the buff. It's my time and I'm about to make it happen.
And that's all we have for this episode. Don't forget to give our sponsor Diabolical Coffee some love. They are at diabolicalcoffee.com. Right now you can use a promo code PRODUCESAN for 20% off any purchase from their site. If you'd like to support the podcast, rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or become a patron. There's a Patreon link on our site or Twitter profile at ProduceSanPod. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at ProduceSanPod. Thank you for joining us. Now we're going to go have some sticks with our new buddy Harlan, and maybe we'll jam out some on the guitar. On behalf of Harlan, Victor, Matt, Tanya, and myself, thank you for listening. Have a great week.
that shit was scratched off. We can shoot, but a nigga right square off.